So this morning we've got a Honda BF100 VTEC and we're going to carry out a service on it. This is quite a new engine. It's the one with the serial number. It starts BBMJ. This is a 1112766 and it weighs between 166 and 172 kilos. It's the BF100A. Okay, so we're going to do the spark plugs now on this Honda 100A 4-stroke. It's the these are your spark plug or coils, sort of coil-on plugs, and they've given us this really nifty little bit that we can take out with an 8mm socket, so we can get to the bottom one. So it's just a case of taking out the holder, retaining bolt in the top here of each one, and we can access the spark plugs which are in the cylinder head. We do one in turn. I don't want to mix these up, not that you really can because the leads aren't long enough to really mix them up, but we do one at a time and we'll reinstall it and then move on to the next one. Okay, so we'll start off, we'll remove this little cover here. Let's say it's 8mm. We'll take that off, that will give us access to the bottom. There we go. And then we're going to change over now to 10mm, so we can take the top coil off. So that's just a retaining bolt to hold the coil on in position. Just remove that. And now we'll just disconnect the connector and we'll pull the coil off. So that's your coil, ignition coil, which sits on top of the plug. And inside the hole sits the spark plug, which we'll remove now. And we've got the new one which we'll gap and reinstall, and then basically do the reverse of the removal. We'll put the coil on, the clip and the screw. So we'll just reach in there and remove the spark plug. Just started it off there, and we'll just take it out by hand now. There we go, these are NGKR ZFR6K9E spark plugs. Very light usage on these ones, no blackening, no carbon buildup. I think probably about 10 hours on them or something like that. But we'll gap the new ones and reinstall them. So the correct gap for these spark plugs is 0.8 to 0.9. You just gap them using the feeler gauges. These are set to 0.8 and the ones that have come out, I've checked them, they're 0.8 as well. Engine's running fine, so we'll put them back in at 0.8. So we'll refit them now. Just put the spark plug in, put it into the hole. We'll start off by hand, just not to cross thread it. Now that it's in, we'll put the socket on and we'll nip it right up. There we go. Now we'll fit the coil back on. Hear a firm click. Back to the 10mm. Fit the retaining bolt back in. And then we shall click the connector. That's number 1 done. Now I'm not going to show you 1, 2, 3 and 4 because it's exactly the same as number 1, but that's how you change the spark plug on this engine. So there we go, that concludes the spark plugs. You see the cover's been refitted on the side there. So all the cylinders have been done, it's all clipped back on, all secured. There's the old ones there removed. So not too hard of a job. Spark plug tool, 10 and an 8mm socket with a long reach, and you can do it yourself.